prophesied about the end, you know, whether it been in 70 AD or it could have been in 230 BC, you know. But and the scriptures are like the scriptures, they're like text. It's a textbook, you know. It's a textbook and it's a record, a book of records of history, nationalities, and destruction, and so on, you know. So you gotta, it's like a puzzle. You gotta put the piece. You know, in the textbook, you gotta put the all right.
You got it.
Guys,
yeah.
Like, are you Christians or what would you? I'm not.
We're Hebrew Israelites.
It's Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
Okay. I've heard of it, but I don't understand.
Well, you heard of the lost 12, the lost tribes of Israel.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, that's who we are. Yeah. But a lot of people don't know their nationality because, you know, we've been scattered. You know, through slavery and all that. Nationality, we've been told this, that we were this and that, but our true nationality was Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
You got it.
Read that. Read the scripture.
Yeah.
All right. This is Revelation 1 and 2. Who will bear record of the word of Yahweh, God, and of the testimony of Yahweh Shah, which is Jesus Christ. Just Jesus and God. And of all things that he saw.
Right, that's all things that John saw. Now, if you know the history of John, the Revelator, he was marooned on the island of Patmos by Nero. Okay? Go to 14. So when people say the color of Jesus don't matter, it tells you, and first of all, that Jesus right there, that was put up by Pope Alexander, the son of Rome. 1456.
If I can say this, Salaka, the word revelation, it means a surprising and previously unknown fact, especially one that is made known in a dramatic way. But you got it out.
So it's just revealing.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's why we call him the devil, not just because he had white skin, but because of who he was.
You're not saying Jesus is the devil.
No. Right.
I got you.
We believe in the one you call Jesus. Go ahead.
Right.
All right. It's verse 14.
This is more likely what he would have looked like.
Yeah.
Let's get ready to although the sign is a little raggedy, but go ahead.
His head.
Hey, Jesus took a beating, man. Go ahead.
Yeah.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
A lot of people will try to say, a lot of Christians, racist Christians, will say, oh, his whole face was just white, right? Mm-hmm. His hair and his hairs were white like wool. Keep going.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
He was a wine bibber. He drank wine. You know, you drink, your eyes turn red. Go ahead.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burnt in a furnace.
When you take anything and burn it in a furnace, what color does it turn?
It's going to be darker.
Right,
That's
so
right.
Black.
That's
So wait a minute, it just said his head and his hairs were white like wool, but his feet. So what is Jesus a zebra?
Hey,
Right.
your feet gonna be the same color as your face.
Right. Your hands and your and your
tone.
feet. Yep, same tone. Yep. So the Lord was a so-called black man, what they would call a Negro.
They
you
say
know?
he's from the tribe of Judah also.
Right.
It's, what's that? Hebrews 7 and 14.
Yeah.
It says that he came from the tribe of Judah.
So the Negro, the so-called Negroes that came over here on the slave boat, when the Lord said, I'm gonna bring, when we went against the laws, and the Lord said, I'm gonna put you back into slavery, that was up, you know.
I'll continue on.
You got it.
All right, it says, and his voice as the sound of many waters.
He had a deep voice. You know, when you out, when you're out in the ocean, and you hear the waters and the waves, it's deep and it's roaring. Like, you know?
So the Roman Catholics put him up to be somebody sweet, effeminate, like a homosexual.
Total opposite.
The total opposite.
Total opposite.
So
they just lied.
We found out that they lied.
Right.
So other Israelite groups that you might walk up to, they'll automatically deem you as a white man.
Yeah.
Turn to John 6 and 63 real quick.
And these people right here, these people right here, they the cause, because the Most High, when he was mad at us, he let these people rule for a certain point in time. You know, and what these people did was
Doing.
yup. They lied to everybody, because if you got the power, you can do whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I got the power, I can lie to you.
Yeah.
Right.
You think
So
you
that's
see that with like the Epstein case, like all that behind the scenes?
coulda. It coulda. Yeah.
Well, it's all about that. George Soros created the Black Lives Matter, right? He was a Jew. And what they're trying to do is keep so-called whites and blacks from uniting, because what they're trying to do is stop Israelites from uniting.
Right.
It's not really a white and black thing.
Right.
Because what'll happen is, once you wake up and once people who look like you or look Chinese and they come back, that's a big threat to them.
Right.
So they want to keep the black and white thing going.
Because there's a lot of people that look like you. You might think you white, but you might be an Israelite.
We got camps. We got camps for brothers that teach and look, just like you.
I got a scripture. Jeremiah 12:9. It says, "Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird."
Right. So you know what a speckled bird is? Different colors. So the Lord ain't just ain't gonna have just one person that just look like a certain particular color.
Right.
We're gonna be different colors because we've been scattered all
You
over.
heard of Blake Griffin, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
His son, Blake Griffin, had a father who was Haitian,
Right.
a black man, darker than me,
Yeah.
about his complexion.
About my complexion. Darker than that.
Yeah, about his complexion,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And he had Blake Griffin. Now Blake Griffin had a son. He messed with a white woman who could have been still an Israelite,
Right.
but he messed with a white woman. Now he has a son.
Yeah.
Now he has a son that has blonde hair and blue eyes.
Here you go.
Right.
He's gonna show you the picture. So, yep, show him the picture.
Wow.
So through time,
Seen that.
See that?
half like I'm gonna give you another example. Sicily, a lot of people in that area is so-called Negroes from the tribe of Judah. Yep, because Hannibal went up there and conquered it, and they've been settled over there in Spain actually as well. You got a lot of Spaniards that's from the tribe of Judah, but they don't know it.
And on another note, they used Blake Griffin to play Cornelius in a Kia car commercial.
Right.
And that's like representation of
I've seen
the teaching of the Gentiles, because
Yeah.
he would be considered a so-called white man because he looks like one. And
That's right.
the so-called white man knew to use him to show you that he knows the truth that's written in the
Yeah.
Bible.
See, they know. These people, them at least know. It's just that the average person, the average white person, might come out. Oh, they out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
When I saw the sign, I was like, all right, let me see. I wanted
Yeah.
to read it.
Well, see,
I
that's
wanted to see.
That's
hey,
a
that's
hook.
good.
I
Hey.
think a lot of people see it and they just assume right
Yeah,
away.
we hate
It's
Right.
like the biggest thing. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Like Herod, one of the Herodians was had brown complexion.
Yeah. See,
Right,
one of the
right.
Herodians, he was an actual Edomite. Now, well, he could have looked sort of like one of us, but he was a different nation. That's why it's a big deception that they say, oh, you people sold your own people into slavery. Them you got Africans, so-called Africans over there. That's a different nation than the so-called Negroes.
Right.
They are Hamites, you
Yeah,
know.
it's like a lot of people don't realize that it was black slaves in Egypt.
Right. That was black on.
Yeah.
That's what you call black on black
Right,
crime.
right.
But
But it's
it
different
was
tribes.
different nations,
Yeah, different
right?
tribes.
Like when you go in
Different
7-Eleven,
Yeah.
7-Eleven, and when people work at 7-Eleven, they look like all our complexions.
Right.
And they would never say, hey, I'm a Negro.
That was two
Or
different
black.
nations because
black.
that was the nation of Ham and the nation of
Cush.
Israel.
Oh, yeah, nation.
In
Ham
Egypt.
Yeah.
Because we got different tribes, but the tribes within that one nation.
What is
See what
that
I'm
in
saying?
Exodus, 12?
Even Esau got different tribes within his nation.
Lord God put a difference.
You see what I'm
between
saying?
Egyptians.
All nations got different tribes.
I ain't go there.
But you can have a totally different nation and another different nation, and they can look sort of like the same. That's
read that real quick, 663.
All right.
And you're going to get it with it.
I got you.
Exodus 12 and 16 or something?
11 and
11 and 7.
All right.
Go ahead, brother.
This is John 6 and 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing.
yeah. It's the spirit. See how the flesh don't mean nothing because the Most High is so great and powerful and mighty. that a body, he could just with a twinkle of an eye, he could change a body if he wanted to, you know. So that's, you know, the elements. You know, he created everything, so he could create what he want. You know.
He transcends.
Yeah.
Ascend and descend.
Yeah.
Right? Read that out.
This is Exodus 11:7. But against any of the children of Israel, so not a dog move his tongue.
So wait a minute. The Lord compares other nations as dogs too.
Yeah.
He only came. Remember, you know the story of Moses, right? Who was the law given to? Right, which was given to who? The Israelites. He reads.
It says, against man or beast, that you may know how that the Lord does put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
So if they was the same, if they were different colors, why would he have to say that?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody would know the difference.
Right.
Well, Charleston Heston plays in Israel. We went into Egypt, and so some white men into Egypt.
It was kind of like, you know, ancient Aztec, the Incas and the Aztecs.
Right.
Like, you know, they same complexion but totally different.
And they were Hebrews as well.
They were still Hebrews.
They was Hebrews.
They both of them.
Yeah, they were still Hebrews.
Yup. The Aztecs was Issachar, and Incas probably Issachar as well.
Yeah.
They had rifts too, like the Bloods and Crips. They were still.
Yeah. It was because they was going against each other.
You know?
They was fighting, but they was just the same nation.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. You know, it's and that's why the Lord, he said the Lord put a difference between the Egyptians and the Israelites.
And if I could say this too, because when those the Aztecs and the Incas, when they was over here, they was practicing some of those Hamitic customs also.
Yeah.
You know, because that shows they built pyramids and stuff like that. That shows that they was also over there in the land of
They were
Israel
over in
too.
Egypt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Building.
You know?
Yeah.
That's something that they say too. They don't understand why that would be such a widespread thing. Why is that such a worldwide thing, even though they're so separate?
Yeah, because they was there with the rest of the tribes in Egypt also. It's just that what the scriptures talk about, that they came over here in the Apocrypha. It talks about that they. I'm gonna have to get it for you.
That's it, Ezra. Where they went into a land that man never dwelt, right?
Yeah.
Which is
Asheroth.
Asheroth. Which you had Solomon, who had with the Phoenicians,
Yeah.
the
the Phoenicians.
Zidonians.
Yeah.
And then they called another name, but they would come over here to gather goods and take it back to Solomon.
Every year and a half.
Yeah, but they didn't. And it took like a year and a half to get here and a year and a half to get back.
Yeah.
But they never really dwelt here. So they would leave their markings, and there were some of them in heathens. So those
Yeah.
heathens was leaving the ancient markings and stuff.
A lot. The Phoenicians were actually Hamites
Yeah.
that was coming over here for Solomon because
Right.
Oh
The
yeah,
other name was Olmecs.
yeah, because
Okay.
what happened was Solomon had Hiram Habith, which was the top mason back then, and he the one that helped actually build the first temple. So Solomon had Hamites working for building
Yeah,
up.
right.
Yeah.
Because just like when we came here to America, right?
Yeah.
We built it for the white man,
Yeah.
and then they put us on welfare.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So what we saying, and this is what we're going to get into, what was done to us has to get done back to them.
Yeah.
Since you said you were an historian of the Revelation, your father, go to Revelation 13 and 9.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't realize too the reason
Revelation 13:9.
the reason the way to understand it is through your genealogy, you come back every 3 to 4 generations. So that's why we say when we say we went through it, yes, we actually our spirit went through it. See what I'm saying?
Reincarnation is in the
Reincarnation is real. Yeah.
If I can say this too about the book of Revelation, when John wrote these, when he wrote this, he wrote it in a way that he understood. You know, so now when we break it down, you know, he didn't understand that America was in the scriptures. He just knew Babylon.
Translation.
Right.
Yeah. So that's all we do is break down what he actually saw. You know, but you got it.
Revelation 1 and 7 real quick, since we in the reincarnation. You already in Revelation, right? Go
Yeah.
to 1 and 7 real quick. Because Christians say